that's it. Goodbye.
What? Kind of.
Why would you do this?
It's the equipment, dude. I can't help it.
Oh my God.
There's something wrong with the. Hang on.
Upstairs.
No,
I'm gonna try to talk loud
the
and
third
over
line,
it so
I
we
just-
don't hear it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our next edition
Sorry,
of
dude, this is really
our
unprofessional.
of our horror spoopy month. We're Cash Revive, your weekly top 5 gaming podcast, and unfortunately more.
Yeah, our third line's just going crazy.
right.
We have a.
Our paranormal guest will have to just wait to talk. Jeez. So I'm Matt, and that's Brian. And I'm mentally gone after last week's episode, and now you're bringing me into spoopy locales.
Did you like that?
That was what was that from?
That was what the Spoopy?
Yeah.
It's like an internet meme.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I mean like the did we literally get infested with paranormal?
Yeah, I wasn't doing anything.
Okay. Well, at least we know that it's a sign that we can never do this again.
Yeah,
Because I'm not dealing with that.
You know, you just, like channel these things and show up. You know,
Fear and horror just follow you where you go. So last week was fun. We talked about monsters, which was really creepy, and just little girl won't leave me alone.
It's really weird. Yeah.
And she's gonna pop up randomly through the cast.
I hope not.
She won't even let us play any music. So today we're gonna talk about locations, creepy locales, whether it be a town, a city, a planet, a small
Creepy planet.
a small little room. Yeah, Mars, Doom, all that. Creepy.
That'd be creepy.
So I don't really think we have any. Do we have any news? I mean, last week, last time we were talking about the storm, but other than like patches coming out for games, there's really nothing really big that I've seen.
I didn't see anything big.
Battlefield comes out soon, so I'm excited about that. I know Mortal Kombat had a big patch.
I was
not
specifically looking for horror stuff, since it's October, but I didn't really see anything.
No new horror games.
All of my news has been flooded with, post-hurricane stuff. So.
Yeah, true. So there's not really too much in the news front today. So we're just going to say pick up Battlefield 1 and play with us on October 18th when if you got the early enlisted edition, or the 21st when the game goes live.
And I think there's a new Five Nights at Freddy's,
Ooh.
so you can check that out.
Nice.
I believe. I could be wrong. If it's not out, don't check it out.
Well, be sure to write it in and let Brian know.
Yeah.
I didn't do the Brooklyn voice. God, she's back. So when you think of like locations for scary games, what does a location have to present to you for it to be spooky? Does it just have to be dark, or does it have to have like a combination of like the perfect alchemical mixture of
Ooh.
just,
It has to be dark for sure. Like I like the detail. Like that's great, but like the less I can see is usually the better, because like then when I hear footsteps and whatever, I gotta shine my flashlight around. I don't know what I'm looking at,
Right.
And then, like we always say, sound design super important.
Yeah.
For things to be creepy.
I guess she's calling the shots on music.
Yeah.
Good job, Sarah.
My hands are off the thing. I don't know.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I have to play D&D after this, and my mind's going to be completely creeped out.
Well, anyway, yeah. What about you? What do you like? You like blood dripping down the walls?
I just want something that's like the biggest thing that really freaks me out is like flickering lights in like a creepy location.
Yeah.
Flickering lights in like a rainstorm, always just like nope, that's just two things that like one you never mess with rain.
You never mess with rain.
Yeah. Nighttime rain and flickering lights, you add those things together and it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
From personal experience.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get through this.
Yeah. Well,
There he
try to power through it. Maybe if we get into our top 5, we'll.
Well, as always, sir, you go first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Because you always start it off and you always end it awesome. So we're going to keep that rhythm going. People have been saying that you're just amazing.
I start well, you finish better.
Ooh.
There you go.
There you go. It's a team effort.
Did you ever play Darkest Dungeon?
No, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
I don't think it's like a horror-themed game, of course, but I don't know that it's like, manufactured to be scary.
Right.
But I really like the kind of H.P. Lovecraftian world that you're in. There's 5 stages, and what Darkest Dungeon is you take a party of like adventurers through these dungeons, but you're trying to reclaim your old estate, the family estate that's fallen into like darkness and the kind of like otherworldly influence. And you go through a couple different locations. There's the Warrens, which are like where these pig people live. And I don't really know the story about the pig people, but they're really freaking like nasty character design with the pigs. Of course, there's undead in the little castle part that you get to go into, the halls. There's a bay. There's like a kind of like a flooded cavern area that's really neat, and then there's like a woodland that's overgrown and like festering, and all the plants are like nasty and pussy and
right.
I just think the level design of this place is really, really cool. Plus the art style of the game is influenced by the guy who does the Hellboy comics. If you know who I'm talking about.
I know the Hellboy
Mike
comic, but I'm not sure of the
It's just really like sharp edges and dark shadows, and it's like kind of not shading. It's like Hellboy's red, but then like the feature, like when he has a shadow over him, it's just black. And it's just really like a really neat design. And that's the whole game. That's the influence they took with it.
That's really cool.
I just think it's super, super cool.
Yeah, I saw it, and I thought that looked really, really interesting. Just like she's back. Always when I talk, she's back. It looked like a very different style of game, especially artistically, and it looked like a really, really cool game.
Yeah.
Something that's kind of interesting to check out. So
yeah, it's fun. It's hard as hell too.
Right.
It's a roguelike game, so. There is a permanent element, like when you upgrade your estate or whatever, like those things stay with you, and you had to recruit more people to replace the ones that you lost. You still have your estate, and you still have the foundations to build up, and like come back into it. But super, super creepy game.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah,
good way to start it out.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, mine is.
You don't sigh. It's a good one.
No, it's not sighing. I'm trying to explain to people that I always try to pick like an oddball one, but try to like explain a way that makes sense. And it's the magic lamp from Final Fantasy VIII, where you fight Diablos. And it's just, when you think about it, you're in this very bright, vibrant school, and then you're transformed into this dark hellhole, where you fight a giant demon.
It is like a black void.
And there's just nothing. You look around and it's just endless black. And you're the whole beginning of the game. You're just you're in school. You're a teenager. You're running around like, oh yeah, there's flowers and stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
And then it just felt so out of place, and that's what kind of it creeped me out. I was like, oh my god, like I thought it was a good way for the game, because like in the beginning part there wasn't that much like evil and stuff like that, but it's just like there is a darkness in this one. I thought that was kind of a foreshadowing for what's to come. It's like you're entering an abyss of just evil and darkness, and you have to can you overcome like this first challenge and stuff like that. So I thought it was just really cool, and the fact that you didn't have to do it in the beginning. You could literally never use that lamp.
Yeah,
that's
you could go through the whole game without recruiting him.
So when you do it in the beginning of the game, I just feel it's that much more enjoyable, because you really get a sense of like, oh wow, like just something different right out the gate this game has to offer, and it always just, and Diablos from that point on has always been my favorite summon in the game, and just ever since then, I just thought it was so brilliantly done. It's just like they said, like, yeah, here you go, just take this, and it doesn't explain what it is. You got a magic lamp.
Yeah.
Good job. Like, oh, cool. I'm gonna grant some wishes. I'm gonna get Genie, and Robin Williams is gonna come out and sing me a song and stuff like that.
Aww.
And instead, you're sucked in, and it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
The complete opposite. We're not gonna grant you wishes. I'm here to kill you.
But then he joins you and he's your friend.
But then he does.
And
He
he
earns
holds
his
your
respect, and he goes and really powerful summon, really powerful.
Kind of,
Eidolon.
right?
Well, he does
Guardian
the demi magic.
Force,
Guardian
not
Force.
Eidolon.
Guardian Force. That's right. They
But
changed.
he just hits you for, it's like gravity, right?
Gravity.
He hits you for a portion of the life.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it doesn't work on bosses.
Doesn't work on bosses.
Doesn't work on bosses.
No.
That's why Doom Train's better.
Doom Train's awesome.
Our Guardian Force rivalry.
Just the coolest thing is he just like his attack. He's like ripping the fabric.
Yeah,
of it, and he just
the distortion looks
yeah,
really
and
neat.
it's just so well done.
Yeah,
just
for PlayStation 1.
beautiful,
Super good.
beautiful. Yeah. So yeah, Final Fantasy VIII. Had to throw a Final Fantasy in there. We didn't mention one last time.
That's
so
true.
It's amazing that we didn't touch a Final Fantasy game in an episode. So
Yeah.
it had to happen. So yeah, that's my number 5. This
Really good. I'm trying.
I know.
I don't
I know you-
what
I know
to-
you
The,
can-
the
I know you
channel's
can't.
muted, so
I know you can't handle it. Okay.
okay. So
Maybe she liked Final Fantasy VIII. I
maybe
guess so.
maybe she's a fan. Maybe that's what she's trying to say.
Oh, yeah.
We
The-
touched on it last week, just slightly, right?
I don't even. I just want to take my headphones off for this whole next part because this game entirely. But I'll let you.
We're
go.
going to do a playthrough of this.
Yeah,
we are going to do a playthrough of this. I'll hold your hand. You can hold my thigh.
Trust me, I will. Both thighs.
But yeah, the Mount Massive Asylum from Outlast. Like, first off, sanitariums are creepy.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, like if you know anybody who has like mental issues, and they're in this kind of sanitarium, get them out of there.
Yeah.
Don't let them. What we're talking is like a defunct, overrun by criminally insane mental patients kind of place.
Yeah.
So that's creepy. It's dark as hell in there. Again, you're a character with no
Weapons.
way to defend yourself except for some sick parkour skills.
Yes.
You can, and I think it does let you like push enemies, but there's like a nemesis style creature in this game in the form of Chris Walker, this deranged psychopath like mutant beast creature.
Yeah.
And one of the things that like made Outlast stick with me is the fact that it draws in again real life things. There's a Nazi scientist in the game. I think he's a priest actually. I can't remember now. But he was brought to America through Operation Paperclip, which is what the United States government did with Germany post World War II. Is they took all their scientists and they employed them here so that they couldn't further Germany because they didn't want them to do anything else. So
Right.
to loop that in there and have that be consequential to the whole story of Outlast, super creepy. And I don't know if I'm giving anything away. I thought it was just kind of like
But
part of
the
the
thing
story.
I really liked about it as well is it had that feeling of how important light is in these games.
Yes.
Because you had that little camera that was like a night vision.
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
was
the night vision was
similar
so
to
good.
like the Shadowgate, where you needed torches, to keep going. You needed batteries to keep this thing
Yeah.
going, and it was just
that becomes like my favorite sort of resource management. It's like, okay, I don't need to conserve bullets. I need to conserve light because
yeah.
if I can't see, I'm
yeah.
fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just brilliantly done, super creepy, and yeah. I mean, darkness, mental asylum, no weapons.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
and it didn't come from like a AAA gaming company. I think it came from several people who left those companies that wanted to make something like that was gonna it really, really, really good game, but they didn't want to do it the way that the AAA the companies had to do games in order to sell.
Yeah.
They wanted to make a game that spoke to them, which is also really, really cool.
And was this the game that where you could tell like the closer the guy was, the heavier the guy breathed? Like
I think so. You do hear yourself breathing a lot.
yeah,
in this game.
because I know there was like you really felt like that was you. Like you're like he's starting to panic. So like you're getting that semblance of fear, and it's just so well done. This game, and
Really,
you know,
is.
from the things that I've seen, and I haven't personally played through it. Like I said, I watch a lot of this stuff, but I do want to play through it, but I am not looking forward to that. I have to get a night vision lens on like the camera, so I can we can play it in the dark, but the camera will still be able to record us. I have to get that kind of lens or something, because that's the only the
you
real
can't
way
play
to
these in the
play horror games during the day and light. You have to play it at night with really good sound and
yeah.
Are you done? Because
Nazis are scary.
It's the game itself. It was
Yeah.
just very, very good choice. I'm surprised that wasn't a number one for you.
It was definitely like I had to think about my list a lot, and really, all the games on this are my number ones. They're just
right.
There's just 5 of them.
Yeah.
Why don't you shed a little light?
Brilliant segue. Loved it.
I know. I was trying to emulate you.
So, dude, you do so well. I'm going into Skyrim for this one. This is the
Interesting choice.
the Frost Glow Lighthouse.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because, you know, the thing about the Skyrim is, you know, other than the main quest, you're not handheld. You can just go explore and learn the history and everything like that. And cool thing about it is this lighthouse that you're in, it was owned by like a Redguard couple. And when you get in there, there's blood, like there's just blood and everything's disheveled. Like there was a big struggle and stuff like that. So your quest is, like, when you get in there to try to uncover what happened, like what is going on here, and you're just going, you know, you're going through this lighthouse, and you can just tell there's just, it's dark. I mean, and there's just blood splattered everywhere. It was just like something messed up happened here, you know. So that's the reason that I picked it, because a lot of the areas in Skyrim, all right, they're just caves
or
stuff like that. But you enter this place, but there was it wasn't just like a supernatural force. Somebody was murdered here.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like there was a dragon came down. It was you know, a human or whatever, you know, just wanted something or just ravaged thugs, whatever, came in and just destroyed this couple and just destroyed their home. And it was just creepy trying to uncover exactly what happened. And you know, and when you find like the wife later on, like she's in the middle of the floor with a war axe just sticking out of her chest. You know, so you're just like, someone just came in here and just destroyed these people that were just in a lighthouse, minding their own business, not hurting anybody. And it was a very different feel from that, you know, from the fantasy, you know, you're playing Skyrim, you're in this whole fantasy world, you know, stuff like that. But then that just really is just, it makes it like more real and like, wow, there's a different conflict other than this dragon and dragonborn stuff. Like, people are getting murdered for no reason in here, and just that always stood out to me. It was just a really, really cool, creepy. You know, you're in the snow area, so it's already overcast.
That whole area of the game is prone to creepiness.
Yeah, and just, you know, one of probably my favorite of the Elder Scrolls next to Oblivion, and it just was just so well done. So I'm really looking forward to the HD remake with all the mods and stuff like that, so I can go and revisit like this stuff and see what's going on.
Yeah, that would be real cool.
It's gonna be good, baby.
In Fallout 4, I don't want to like tangent too much, but there's a place called Dunwich Borers, and it's a pun of Dunwich Horror, which is a H.P. Lovecraft story. But basically, it's a quarry, and the deeper you go into this quarry, like the more insane, you know, things start to get. The lights are going out. There's the zombies. What I forget what they're called now. The
Zomboids.
You know, the Fallout zombies. Anyway, they're all over the place, and you're reading these like logs of all the people that worked in the quarry, and the zombies that you see are those people.
Right.
You know, so that, like, that's always super spooky. But the end of the quest line makes you go into this well and swim through like this underwater tunnel to this, and you find this altar, and there's just this dagger like in this altar, and like that's what's been making this whole area like super spooky.
Oh wow!
It just made me think of that. Like that there's always in a Bethesda game, there's always like a little horror side quest.
That's cool.
Very, very interesting.
That is cool.
Yeah.
She's back again, Brian.
Shit. Do you want to just cut it?
Just that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
She comes back. She comes back next week. I'm not done till you're done.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3. Yeah.
I'm interested to hear. I have not heard of this. So I'm interested to see what this is. This is all about.
This game's getting a little bit of flack on Steam for being so short and like. I don't get it because when we're talking about locales. This game makes me think of the Goosebumps book, One Day in Horrorland. It's basically an abandoned theme park, and what the park is this mother loses her child. He runs into the park, and you have to find him, and you have to go through all these like creepy places in the park. There's like one of those rides that like spins you around. You're like in a cart and there's like a thing in the center, like the Dumbo ride.
Yeah.
But it's a giant, like scary looking octopus. It's like it's horrible looking, and just the different places. There's like a they call it the Tunnel of Tales, and you get on the Swan. You like ride through this, and it tells you the story of Hansel and Gretel.
Oh, nice.
And it's actually like one of the more detracting parts of the game, but it's really cool that it's in there, and it's very environmental, and
nice.
You know, the park's really dark, and you start to pick up these memos and read about like what happened here, and you learn about this the park mascot, and like the guy who plays him is like going slowly insane.
Oh, nice.
And it's like a giant chipmunk. It's like, you know, but it's walking around this park in the dark, and again, it's one of those exploring games where you're not a cop or anybody with a weapon. Like, you're just trying to find your son, and
they seem to be the more enjoyable type of horror games.
They're the scarier ones for sure. Yeah. Like
with an actual fear of death, you know, because like I have nothing to protect me but my. Yeah, I have to keep my wits and try to outsmart.
And it is very story driven. Like, you know, Outlast is too. Outlast is very story driven, but there's more. Like fear mechanics,
right?
I guess you would say. But the park is just super creepy. You like see these like images of things, and then they're not there anymore,
right?
You know. I don't know. The idea of being in a theme park after dark to me is always like a little bit creepy, and when it's empty and there's all these hints about ghosts, and you find like at one point you find like a truck, and there's just a trail of blood like leading out of the truck, and the passenger seat is just torn apart, and there's just blood all over like, you know, something's messed up, but you can't leave because you're leaving your son here, you know.
Right.
So a very chilling game. Pretty cheap on Steam too.
Nice.
Check it out.
Nice.
The park. And the name of the place, sorry, I actually really like it, is Atlantic Island Park. And it was like this guy's dream to like build this it's sort of like Coney Island style amusement park. It's just got like a horror house, a giant Ferris wheel, you know, that octopus spinny thing.
Right.
So very traditional like park rides, and then you're just seeing them in this really creepy light. It's really cool. Really chilling game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another game that I need to check out.
Gotta.
Nice. Do you have something to say, Sarah? That's what I thought. She's gonna possess
Sarah.
That's why I named her. Maybe that's not her name. Sounds like she was a nice person.
Maybe you're pissing her off though.
Could be. God, that's not my name. Maybe she was a patient at Mercy Hospital.
Maybe.
In Left 4 Dead, my number 3. Yes, no, Left 4 Dead game. I played them both.
Why Mercy?
Well, it's a hospital, and it's overrun by zombies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like abandoned hospitals are all like that, like mental asylums, like any like type of medical type place that's like overrun by like death is just super creepy.
Yeah.
And that was the first place I encountered the witch. So.
Oh, okay.
So it's just, you know, playing through for the first time, you're going through, you just see. I mean, there's just blood, man. I mean, it's just. When you see a place that's all about revival and saving and seeing it just destroyed, and you're like, you know that everybody here that you're coming against was alive, and now you're and it's just it's depressing. It's very
because they were there to either help people or they needed help.
Yeah,
and now they're mindless killing things.
Yeah, and it's just and then when the tank comes, just running and just charging down the hallway, it's like, what did I do? Like, come on, man. So it's just. I mean, there's not too much more you can say, but I mean, Left 4 Dead is just a brilliant game, and just like I said, just the hospital area itself. When you have to go in the elevator, and then you go down, you open it up, and there's just waves and waves of zombies coming at you.
That rooftop.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get to the helicopter, and you have to.
It's creepy. It was really creepy because this particular one, there are some levels that are brighter during the day outside, but this was at night in a dark hospital with very little lights, and it was pretty terrifying. Pretty terrifying. So.
That I was just thinking about that when you're on the rooftop and it's sorry. And you look around the city and you can just see that the city is fucked. That was like really chilling.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, anything zombie-like, you're just.
Okay. So we're done, right?
Yeah.
We're done?
We're done. Well, we got two. Let's try to power through these last two, and then maybe she'll sing us a song and say.
I'm not coming over here again.
I'm not coming over here again.
Yeah, so number 2.
I hope I receive what the title of this game is, so I don't have to remember.
Oh, yeah. Amnesia, Dark Descent. Another indie horror game. And just this is the whole package. It's the insanity meter. It's the finding fuel for your light sources. It's the footsteps behind you. It's the no weapons.
Yep.
It's the creepy frickin' Brennenburg Castle. This game, I really have trouble playing this one because it's less mechanical than Slender is. Like Slender, you pick up those things and you're gonna get caught by Slender Man, right?
Yeah,
it's just how can I get away from him? And in Amnesia, it's dark. I'm out of tinderboxes. My insanity meter is making bugs crawl on the floor. The walls are opening up, and there's a creature in the castle with you.
Right.
So it's a mind fuck. And the style of the castle is like this old German fortress. So it's got the tapestries and the tall candelabra and
right.
The lattice windows and everything, and the thick wooden doors, and it's so neat to explore this style of game. And it's not so archaic. The game isn't ancient. The location that you're in isn't ancient. It's just that you're in this creepy castle,
right, with
only candles and a lantern. And oh my god, I haven't played the sequel, Machine for Pigs, I think is what it's called. But this one was just so mind altering, horror for me.
Yeah,
it's up there.
That's good, man.
It's this and Outlast and a couple other games. It shows that there is a horror revival. People still want to be.
Still want to be scared, yeah.
Freaked out.
Yeah.
So.
And it's just great when games can do it so well. There are so many horror games okay, that was just stupid. But when they do it well, man, it messes with your senses.
It does.
And it's just everybody is scared of something at some point. It's just, games like me. I'm scared of crapless of this.
Yeah, it's not too cool.
No, it's not. No, it is cool though. Other than your number 2.
Yeah.
My number 2.
Your number 2?
Yeah. It was fun. St. John Dairy Farm from Walking Dead, the Telltale Walking Dead game, season 1.
Yeah. How was that?
You get to this farm, right? And, you meet these people, you're at this barricaded motor, this little, motel area barricade. And these guys come up and they're like, oh, hey, we got a farm and stuff, come with us. And not everybody trusts them. So, they leave some of the party there, and the rest go to this farm. And it turns out it's a really nice farm. There's food, there's protection, there's shelter, and like, oh wow, these people are really nice. Okay, so. But as things go on, you have this person with you who's injured.
Mm-hmm.
So they take him upstairs, like, oh, I'm a nurse or whatever, doctor or something. So and then you don't see him for the rest of the time. So you're like, where is he? And it's like, oh, leave him alone. He's resting.
Yeah.
Very peculiar that they're not letting him go up and check on him. So you're exploring and stuff like that, and you find this room that's just like full of all like these kind of like torture tools.
Really?
But they're thinking like, okay, I have a farm. Maybe these are for slaughtering the animals.
Tools, yeah.
So but. There's just there's a bathtub filled with like blood. I was like, okay, something's kind of like messed up here.
Yeah.
So then you go in for dinner, and you're sitting down and eating, and you go upstairs to check on it, and you see that your friend his leg has been cut off.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just like, what's going on? And he's just like, don't trust them. If you haven't played it yet, I'm sorry. These are some spoilers. But this has been out for a while. So, but anyway, it comes out that these people turn out to be like they're cannibals.
Oh,
so they come down and people are so they hold you at gunpoint and they put you in like this big freezer and stuff like that. And it's just creepy because of this location that you think is just so like, oh, these people were here. That's the thing I love about The Walking Dead is that you're not just fighting against zombies. You have to worry about humanity as well. They sometimes are worse than the zombies themselves. So, who can you really trust? Because everybody's in it for themselves to survive. So, and it's just, they trusted them. There's a little girl there with them, who you're trying to protect. He's like, last thing I want is this girl to get killed and eaten by these people, and... it was just super, super creepy when you realize, like, oh my God, these people are freaking cannibals. Like this is really creepy, and then everything just got darker. It started to rain, and just everything. The mood kind of shifted. Like, all right, who these people are. Yeah, things are just really, and cannibalism itself always creeps me out
for sure.
I can understand if like. You're freezing to death. Somebody dies. Like you gotta eat, but to go out of your way to kill someone just to eat them, that's just devil.
The Walking Dead, like it kind of makes sense. Food is scarce, meat is scarce.
Yeah, but I mean, they're on a farm. They had animals there, so they were choosing to like not eat the animals.
Oh, they didn't eat the animals.
Yeah,
it was a dairy farm. They want milk. They want delicious creamy milk for breakfast, and a man's brain.
The thing is they had a farm, and there were vegetables. I mean, it's just. I
can't go out into the field with all those zombies around.
But the fence was electrified. Like they really had a nice fortification.
So
that's
they
why
were just sinister
they were just sinister people, and it's just it was just crazy. So
cannibalism shows up a lot in games as a creepy.
Yeah.
Is it a man now?
Trying to live. Please tell me what you need. All right, let's wrap this up because I think Mephisto is trying to pop out through my soundboard here.
So, Mephisto and Sarah and our soundboard, real great, man.
We're living in the
Lost Village.
Yeah.
Oh,
because we're being like haunted. So
yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did there.
It wasn't that smooth, but I should have filled you in on it. Sorry.
So, oh God. Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly, is... So I played it early enough that I was impressionable. I still had hope for humanity.
Yeah.
Like... This game is just super, 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 super spooky.
Yeah.
Two modern age kinda twin girls, for some reason, go to an abandoned village in the forests of Japan.
Always a good idea.
Very smart, and it's a feudal style village, so it's wood with the sliding doors and everything. It's not. Modern at all, and this game forces you to look at the creepy thing. So, like other games will hint that there's something in the distance that you should be freaked out about, but Fatal Frame wants you to see it,
right?
and they give you a camera. So this is where the shooter horror game, like, it is awesome, because it's not like a traditional, I'm going to find some ammo, I'm going to shoot some ghosts. You have this camera that exorcises ghosts when you take pictures of them.
Yep.
Okay, but bullets, stop zombies or whatever, and like explosions, and the camera just takes the picture, and they're still lunging at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, you have to look at the creepy freaking ghost, and outside of combat, you're also trying to take pictures of objects in the world, to find these hidden. I don't know what I guess they're unlockables, basically, or you're trying to add to your point total by capturing these things. And when you take a picture, sometimes there's a ghost there as well. Like, I remember there's a hole in a floorboard by a water, like a river, and there's something there. So you take a picture of it, and this like face of a drowned woman is there, and it shows you, it captions the picture for you. It's like drowned woman. It's like all of these spirits have like weird names,
Right.
So it's just, and the sound design in this game is super creepy. There's not a whole lot of music. There's a lot of just eerie sounds.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, super freaking creepy. The story is that the village would hold this ritual sacrifice, and that explains why everyone in the village is dead, and your two little girls, it's just like, you have a camera that can kill ghosts, but it's still just, eerie.
Yeah.
Freaking eerie. Plus, yurei, like the Japanese ghosts, are always just so frightening, and that's why America steals all of the Japanese horror movies.
Yeah.
Because they're super creepy.
I like that. We're going to use, or I like that. We're going to use it.
Now try a third option.
I like that. We're going to use it.
Good. There you go. You're growing as a person.
Thank you. Oh, man. That was freaky. Fatal Frame is, those games are nuts. They're absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
And they mess with your senses in like the worst way. That's I'm glad that made your number one, because you're right. I mean, especially that game, it's messed up.
Yeah.
It really is messed up.
Plus, I like Japan and cameras. So.
Yeah. Two things. Yeah, and it's again. What was the name of the camera again? The
Camera Obscura.
Camera Obscura. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Great name for a camera too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I just move through it, dude. We just got to get this over with.
Okay, my number one is the USG Ishimura from Dead Space.
Great freaking pick.
Yes, this game, never played it. Okay, but I'll tell you why I never played it. I was over at our friend Matt's house when he first got it, in the dark, and he cranked the surround sound system. And let me tell you this. The sound in that game, flawless.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on a ship that is losing power. You're in the middle of space, and you have all these scary ass creatures.
Yeah, certainly.
And you're just an engineer. I mean, you're not a superhero. You're just an engineer,
but you got that spacesuit on.
You do have the spacesuit on
with the head crushing boots.
Yeah. I mean, just like all the jump scares and the sounds and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
the creepy little demon babies.
Yeah, it was amazing. And the cool thing was that there were certain areas in the game that there was a crack in the window, and there was like the vacuum coming out. And when you were walking and you went through it, the sound stopped.
Yeah,
because there's no sound. So when you went through that, like, just somebody paid attention to that small detail at that small point. I thought was so brilliant. And it's dark. It's just a creepy game.
You're in space.
You're in space.
Like that's the thing that got me the most about this, and another thing that I'll bring up in a minute. But outside of that limited area, like, there's nothing. There's just death.
There's just death.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
a haunted spaceship.
I mean, you're tumbling through space, and Yeah, I mean, there's really nowhere to go except back to Earth, but you don't have power. So it's like you're trying to go to these different areas to turn on different things, switch things on, and you never know where these things are going to be, and it's a terrifying game.
Yeah,
one of the games that to truly appreciate, you have to play in like a surround sound nighttime location to really get the full effect of it, but it is so worth it. So. Yeah, that's my number one.
The creature design in that like blows Parasite Eve out of the water. Now that I'm thinking about it, but
really cool.
Really,
and the fact that you have to shoot the guys in their limbs to get them to stop coming at you so quick, and you can shoot their legs off and stuff. And instead of just pumping them in the chest, and really, really great game mechanics, and just a lot of fun and a spoopy game.
It is a
spoopy game. What kind of honorable mentions do we got? You got any honorable mentions?
I did, yeah. It was just Rapture from BioShock.
Oh, yes.
Which, BioShock is a creepy game. Like, I know it's supposed to be sort of like just a first-person shooter, like Fallout or whatever, but it is messed up. Like, Rapture is an underwater city, and it's... that's it. It's Rapture's creepy.
Underwater City, BioShock. Everybody else go to hell. See ya.
So yeah.
So my honorable mention, real quick, is it was going to be my number one originally, but I didn't want to have them both on here. I forget the name of the ship, but it's from Alien Isolation that was recently brought out. That takes place. It's Ripley's child, all grown up and stuff like that, and it was her adventure.
I do want to play that.
And it's basically her in the original Alien movie. She's a survivor, no weapons, stuff like that. You're being hunted by this single alien, and just a terrifying situation.
Yeah.
Another great use of light and sound in that game. And but I didn't want to have two solo spaceship type things on it, so I wanted to make that an honorable mention. So Alien Isolation, wonderful, wonderful game.
Totally good lists.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Right, and let us know what kind of spoopy locations you guys really like or extremely dislike. What would make your list? Let us know on our Facebook page. Shoot us a email, cashrevive@gmail.com, Twitter @cashrevive. Subscribe to us on iTunes and Shout Engine. And look us up on Geek Street Station. That's our big hub with our sister podcast, For Geek's Sake, and The Thirsty Gamers, where we cover all of your geek needs every week.
That's right.
So anything you want to do before we offer this girl some cheese and rice so we can leave?
I just want to go home. I'm not even going to stick around for D&D.
I don't blame you. I'm going to cancel the session, and I'll tell you if I survive the upcoming night with Sarah next week.
You know, we never really addressed what happened last week.
I did join the shower with you, but you were kind of creeped out, so I left halfway through. I don't know if you wanted me to share that. Creepy!
Well, goodbye, everyone.
See you next week.
Morning will not come. Never again. Can never.